Well, congratulations. You just completed the AI low-code course for beginners. You should be super stoked with your newfound skill and ability because now you should know how to read any API documentation out there, allowing you to integrate any API out there and use any endpoint, as well as have a very good understanding of how AI works in general and how to use it specifically using OpenAI's large language model. Now, I know we covered a lot and we moved quickly, and you may have had to rewatch some lessons. If you still are having some confusion or problems, go back and rewatch the lesson again. As I say at the end of every lesson or module, I did stuff a certain way, and there's probably a dozen different ways to go about doing it. I just wanted to show you what I thought was the best or easiest approach to doing something, but feel free to go out there and get creative. That is what this development journey is all about for you. Yes, I can show you certain things and how I do stuff and the basics of the technical ability that you need. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to go out there and be as creative as you can, utilizing your newfound knowledge. It's one thing to follow along a lesson and think you understand it, but then you go out there in the real world and start developing applications and you get stuck. Something comes up, a problem arises, and there's not going to be some extended hand every time that you run into one of these problems. You need to be able to go out there on your own and solve some of these problems. Now, when I say go out there and be creative, well, what do I mean by that? Because we covered every endpoint already. What do you need to be creative about? Well, you could actually use a lot of these endpoints together to form some pretty cool applications. For instance, if we use speech to text and then vision and then text to speech, we could upload photos, have it analyzed in the back end, and then produce the output on the front end. For instance, we could use speech to text and then the vision model together, and I could speak into the computer and create an image. That is what I mean when I say get creative. Yeah, it's one thing to just use a single endpoint, and that's cool and all, but chaining all of these together, you could build some very cool things. And some people that you work with or for, if you're working for an agency or you have your own agency, clients are gonna want you to build some of these things that you may not have experience building yet. And that is where the creativity and critical thinking comes into play. There's not going to be a course or lesson on how to deliver that client's application. It's going to be up to you. So when they're asking you about all these AI capabilities and is this possible, that is why you take the courses. So you understand what is possible, what is not, and you understand the bare bones of how to use this technology. From there, you start building these real world applications. And at that point, sky's the limit because you're going to be learning 100x what you'll learn in any course, any lesson by any teacher in the world. There's no better learning process than going out there and doing it yourself. So with that, go out there, build some crazy cool applications in SaaS with AI. And then, of course, share it with me because you always know that I love to see what you guys build if you've been through the courses with me and on this journey. I feel like we share some sort of connection. I love to see what you go out there and build. So do share that with me, but I wish you nothing but the best.